Alright, so I'm going to kind of piggyback off of another video, and I want to talk about being a mechanic for a living. You know, the last 3 years I've been motovlogging, I haven't really talked about it, right? So I'll give you a little background on me. I have been a mechanic, or a technician if you will, for 12 years total, flat rate technician for 12 years. I can tell you, first of all, you know, there is good money in the field. 6 figures is not unreachable. This channel is basically a motorcycle and dirt bike channel where I ride dirt bikes. And I get asked all the time, how the hell do you afford it? You've gone through 6 different bikes in the last, you know, 3 years. Yeah, I have. And the reason is I make a good living working really, really hard. And so there is money to be had in the field. I do own a house, and I am, you know, able to put food on the table for a wife and 2 children, right? So you can definitely make a living. But the key to that living is you have to be fully certified to make a really good living, and you also have to want to work, and that's definitely a key. You have to want to work. You have to be hungry. Let's say I'm working on 12 cars in one day, 4 cars at one time, you know, bouncing back and forth. This part is not here, but this part is here, so I'll install this part, but I'm waiting for this, so I'll bounce back to the other one to check it out, you know, so on and so forth. And there's what lies the problem. The problem in the industry is more or less the shop that you choose to work at. Most shops are pretty good, but there are some bad apples, and I've worked for some bad apples. And being in this area, I know the bad apples, and I know not to ever, ever, you know, go that route again. I'll give you a couple examples of bad shops. There are some shops that take advantage of customers. You know, they'll try to sell them $3,000 worth of shit for no reason, you know, just so they can make their numbers. There's shops out there that want to screw the technician. They literally come up with any kind of means necessary to get their money and short the technician any money. And that happens at a lot of corporate places. I'll give you a great example. Free tire rotation and brake check. Excuse me, you want me to rotate your tires and check your brakes and, Mike, you know, look at them very thoroughly, right? You want me to do all that for free? You know, I'm literally standing there for 15-20 minutes working for absolute free. No, I don't work for free. I do not work for free. So that whole scam is what turns me off of corporate shops. And you have the dealers, of course. There's a lot of politics and a lot of what is it? Favoritism. There's a lot of favoritism in the industry. So let's say I'm in good with this service writer. This service writer is going to feed me a bunch of work, right? And the other guy's going to get slim pickings because I'm this guy's best friend. You know, that happens at every shop. But there are certain shops that it happens way, you know, absolutely blatant, to the point where you're starving one guy's eating lobster for lunch break, and the other guy's not able to make his mortgage payment. So that does happen. The other thing about being a technician is it's hard on your body. Really hard on your body, especially your knees. If people make fun of older guys wearing ear protection and knee pads, well, I'm gonna tell you, after 12 freaking years, if I put my cell phone up to my 2 different ears, I can hear somebody talk, and they could be talking at this volume, right, and this pitch and volume, and then I can put it to my other ear, and they'll be talking like this, and I can switch back and forth, and so even after 12 years, I've gotten hearing loss. There's the chemicals we breathe in. There's getting cut and scraped and banged up, and you know, there's risk of the car falling off the freaking rack, you know, for whatever reason. Smashed hands. You know, you have a part that, let's say you're doing a transmission and something slides and pins your hand in between it. Now you crushed your hand, you can't work. You know, so it's very dangerous to your body, and over a long period of time, it screws up your hearing in your knees if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, you end up missing appendages. And sometimes it's even due to negligence of other people. Like, I'll give you an example. I've seen service writers go and start a vehicle up while the technician has their hand in the drive belt system doing a belt, and it takes off one of their fingers, you know? You're sitting there at work just doing a belt, another day at work just doing a belt, and now you're missing a finger because of this jackass. So there's always that danger. Then you have the flat rate system, which encourages overselling. Overselling between the techs and overselling in the service advisors. Like, I'll give you a great example. I am a technician of great moral standard. If you don't need it, I'm going to tell you you don't need it, and then I'm going to tell the guy writing the ticket they don't freaking need that. Modern day cars, there's not a lot of wearable parts like there used to be back in the day. It used to be radiator hoses, you'd have to replace them because they'd get soft and blow up randomly, but these radiator hoses today last 150, 200,000 miles, no problem. But I'll give you an example of overselling. You got a car that comes in with 50,000 miles, and you know, you sell them a coolant flush, which is depends on which vehicle. You might be able to justify that, but then you sell them hoses and all this, that, and the other, and some people can put 50,000 miles in on a year. So you got a 2017, you know, whatever, and they're recommending hoses. You're just like, dude, yeah, it's more money in my hands, but no, you can't do that to people. So honesty is key to being a great technician, because if you work somewhere for long enough and it's a medium-sized town, word will get out quick, you know, that this place is crooked, and you'll end up losing out on money. So always be honest. At the end of the day, you have to go to sleep with what you've done. So always be honest, junior technicians that are coming up. The other part about the flat rate system that kind of sucks is shops that don't offer a guarantee. You know, when you're not working on a car, you're not making any money at all. You're not making a dime. So let's say a slow February day, you go into work, one car to work on, you do a set of brakes, you're in an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if you're lucky on that ticket, and you get paid $20 or $30 an hour. There's no other cars for another 10 hours. Or another 8 hours or so, because it's 10-hour days. There's no other cars for the rest of the 8 hours of the day. You've only made like $30 or $40 for the day. That's your take-home pay for the day. People at McDonald's make more than that when they're 16, you know, still in high school. They make more than that in a 10-hour day. So that's another part that sucks about the flat rate system. However, don't get me wrong. When you're banging on all 8, when you have a great shop, an honest shop, a busy shop, and you're a good technician, man, you can make some serious money. I've turned 30 hours in a day, and let's say I get paid $40 an hour. 30 hours a day times $40 an hour, that's my take-home pay in one day. Now again, to get that pay, you have to be fully certified. You have to be a master. So again, it's one of those things where, you know, it takes a long time to get up there, but once you get up there, man, if you can stay up there, if you can stay at the peak of your game, you make some money. Now with that said, there is one other downfall to the whole shalon, and that is the fact that we have to buy our own tools. You know how much money I have invested in tools? Let's just say I can buy a small house in Florida with the amount of money I have in tools. You know, you hear plumbers and electricians and so on and so forth complain about the tools that they have to invest in. My dad was an electrician. He had his journeyman's license. I know what he had. I know he had a van and, you know, one of those bags like this full of tools and a couple other pieces of equipment. If you take away that van, you know, you got $5,000 in tools and equipment. Give me a break. Give me a break. I wish. I freaking wish. I have more than $5,000 invested in my scan tool alone. My little scan tool. That AutoZone will tell you your code and how to fix it for free scan tool. But the cool thing about the tools is, let's say you get out of the business, you roll this giant tool cart with unlimited amount of tools into your house, and now you can do whatever with it. You can do side work, or you can open up your own business, mobile mechanic. And that's another thing that's nice about being, there are definitely risks, of course, but it's nice that, you know, since you are skilled and certified and knowledgeable and have the tools yourself, you can go into business for yourself. It's really easy to do that until you start paying for liability insurance on your company. Then you just go broke. But that's another story. Long story short, is it worth becoming a mechanic? Yes it is. There's great money to be had, and it is a pretty good industry. It's definitely not the best industry to get into. If I had to do it all over again, I would definitely get into computers, because of course they are the future until we get I don't know, some kind of giant EMP wave that wipes out civilization. Computers are the future. So, but you know, I didn't choose bad. I didn't go to college and take a liberal arts you know, a useless $100,000 college degree, so I'm not complaining. If you feel like there's anything I missed about being a mechanic, if you're a mechanic, you turn wrenches for a living, I got you, brother. I got you, brother. Hit me up in the comment section. If there's anything I missed, like I said, comment section. If you got any questions about being a mechanic, or shit, if you have any car questions, if you're having a problem with your car, comment section. I'll try to answer it. Catch you guys later. Peace.